The sun on Vexenine was harsher than Earth's, a twin-star burn that painted everything in a pale, cold gold. Human veteran Marcus Hale squinted behind his old visor as he guided his ground bike along the dust road that cut straight through the frontier colony. He wasn't planning to stay. Long Vexenine was only a pit stop. He just needed to refuel, grab some supplies, and buy a bottle of juice to keep his dry throat from cracking under the planet's thin air. He'd been drifting for years now. Too many battles, too many broken alliances, too many graves of both humans and aliens who had fought beside him. Peace was a luxury he wasn't sure he deserved. Quick stop, he muttered to himself as the small road stand came into view. Just a tarp, a cooler box, and a vending unit powered by a weak solar patch. He parked the bike, stepped off, and cracked his neck. One juice, then back on the road. But fate had other plans, as Marcus bent down to press his credits into the machine. A whisper, shaky, frightened, and not human, floated from behind the vending unit. "People, don't tell them I'm here." Marcus froze, his veteran instincts activated instantly. He straightened, one hand dropping to the hilt of the combat knife strapped to his thigh. He slowly circled around the vending unit and stopped dead. Behind it, curled like a trembling leaf, was a tiny alien girl. She looked no older than 8 in human years. She was Viarathan in frame, luminescent skin with faint shimmering lines, and large, slanted eyes that glowed silver in fear. But what struck Marcus hardest were the bruises. Fresh ones. Deep ones. Her ankle was swollen. Her cheek was purpled. Her clothing's simple colony rags was torn. She flinched as he approached. Covering her head as if expecting a blow, Marcus's heart cracked. He knelt slowly, deliberately keeping his voice soft. "Hey, I'm not here to hurt you." Her silver eyes flicked up. "Why, you human?" "That's right." Marcus opened his palms to show they were empty. "Name's Marcus. And you?" She hesitated. Her voice was barely a breath. "Leary, okay, Leary. Why are you hiding out here?" She swallowed hard. Tears pooled in her glowing eyes. "They're coming for me. The handlers. They took the children from my village. We were supposed to work in the mines to pay off our planet's debts. But she sniffed, wiping her face with shaking fingers. "I couldn't keep up. I fell, and they said useless ones are removed." Marcus's chest tightened into a hard knot. He knew what removed meant. He'd seen it on 10 planets, across 3 different wars. He forced his voice to remain steady. "How long ago did you run?" 2 days. I walked until my legs didn't work." She held up her swollen ankle. "I thought I could reach the free zone. But the handlers, they have trackers." Marcus nodded slowly. This wasn't a simple runaway. This was a child escaping a trafficking ring disguised as labor debt. Across the horizon, the dust shifted. A small convoy of black desert rigs approached, kicking up a storm. Leary's eyes widened in terror. "It's them. Please, please, I'm sorry, I'll go, just don't hand me over." Marcus didn't hesitate. He unclipped his cloak and wrapped it around her. "No one's taking you." But he lifted her gently into his arms. "Leary, I didn't fight half the galaxy to watch a kid get dragged to her death. You're safe with me." For the first time, the girl's expression changed from fear to stunned disbelief. "You'd help me, even though we're not the same." Marcus gave her a small, warm smile. "Kid, humanity has a rule. Any child in need, they're our child. Doesn't matter the species. She stared at him like he was something out of legend. The handlers arrive for 3 desert. Rigs screeched to a halt near the juice stand. The lead one was driven by a towering reptilian Sithrax with a shock baton on his belt. He snarled when he saw Marcus. You, human, were tracking stolen property. Marcus raised an eyebrow. Property? The Sithrax smirked. A little Vayari girl, worth thousands of credits. Fragile thing, runs easily. Marcus didn't move. Haven't seen anyone. Another handler sniffed the air. She's close. Her scent is fresh. Leary trembled against Marcus's chest. The leader stepped forward. Move aside, human. You don't want trouble. Marcus slowly shifted Leary behind him and straightened to his full height. He wasn't wearing armor. He wasn't carrying anything but a knife, but the air around him chilled. I fought in the Terrence Thrax Trench War, he said quietly. I know your kind. I know exactly what you do to kids like her. The leader laughed. And what will you do? You're just one man. Marcus cracked his knuckles. One man, he repeated. Against slavers. His smile sharpened. Sounds about fair. The FIGHD, the first handler, lunged. Marcus moved like a storm. He grabbed the attacker's wrist, twisted, and slammed the alien into the sand in a single fluid motion. The second handler swung his baton. Marcus ducked, jabbed his elbow into the alien's ribs, grabbed the baton mid-fall, and cracked it across the handler's shin. The third tried to circle behind him. Marcus didn't even look. He swept the alien's legs with a backward kick. The leader roared. Charging with inhuman speed, Marcus sidestepped, grabbed his collar, and slammed him headfirst into the vending machine. The machine beeped. Item dispensed. Apple juice. Marcus snorted. Thanks. Within 30 seconds, all the handlers lay unconscious in the dust. Leary stared in awe. You defeated them all alone. Marcus shrugged. I've had practice. The FTR mattress dragged the handlers into their own rigs, disabled their engines, and transmitted an emergency beacon to the Vexenine Peace Corps. Trafficking was illegal across the Commonwealth. These slavers were done. He returned to Leary, who sat hugging his cloak tightly around her thin frame. She watched him with a strange mix of admiration and uncertainty. What happens now? She whispered. He sat beside her, opening the juice bottle. Well, I was planning on drinking this and riding off to nowhere. He took a sip, but it seems the galaxy had other ideas. She looked down. If I'm a burden, I can stop. Marcus placed a hand gently on her head. You are not a burden. You're a kid who needs help. And I'm not leaving you alone on a desert planet. She blinked up at him. Then you'll take me. He smiled softly. I'll take you somewhere safe. A human-run refuge station. They take in kids from every species. They'll give you food, a room, a future. Her lip trembled. And you'll leave. Marcus hesitated. He'd spent years running from one battlefield to another. He didn't know how to stay anymore. But when he looked at Leary Small, scared, trying so hard to be brave, something warm and unfamiliar tugged at him. I'll stay as long as you want, he said. Her eyes widened, glowing brighter. Then, I want you to stay. Marcus let out a breath he didn't know he'd been holding. Then we'll face this together. She smiled fully, brightly for the first time. A new BG and 9G. Marcus lifted her onto the bike, making sure she was comfortable. She clutched his cloak around herself like a shield. Ready? He asked. She nodded. As the bike roared to life, Leary leaned her head against his back. Marcus, yeah, you didn't just change my life today. Her voice trembled with emotion. You saved it. He swallowed. You changed mine too. Kid. They rode away across the desert road toward safety, toward hope, toward a future neither of them had expected that. Morning. Marcus had stopped only to buy juice, but he found something worth far more. He found a reason to keep living. Asterisk.